Hello. Now in this video, let us start February month current affairs. So let us start. The first news here is regarding Chief Justice of Karnataka. Justice Neelayya Vipin Chandra has been appointed as the 34th Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court. Under which article does High Court's Chief Justice of High Courts in India are dealt? They are dealt under the article of 217, and they are generally from uh, chief justice from outside the states, the respective states. Generally they are outside from the respective state. If you want to know the qualification, it is like they must have been holding the office of any judicial office for the last 10 years, or they should have been advocate for the last 10 years of the high court, and they have a maximum term of 62 years. And some basic things to know about Karnataka High Court. The Chief Court of Mysore, which was the earlier name of Karnataka High Court, was established in the year 1884 as Attara Kacheri. It was constructed by Arcot Narayan Swamy Mudaliar under Krishnaraj Vodiyar III, not 4, not Nalvadi Krishna Vodiyar, but it is Krishnaraj Vodiyar III. And Charles George Plummer was the first Chief Justice of Mysore, and R. Venkataramanayya was the first Chief Justice of Karnataka from 1956, when the state was formed after State Reorganization Act. Currently, we have three active benches of Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court. The one is in Bangalore, other one is Hubli Dharwad, and the next one is in Kalburgi. There are 45 judges in the High Court, and the sanctioned strength maximum is 62. So, who sanctions the strength of this High Court? It is done mainly by President. Then we have Karnataka EVGC XR policy. Karnataka has launched this policy. Here, what is important is we must know the expansion of EVGC XR. It basically stands for animation, visual effects, gaming, comics, and extended reality. So this is EVGC XR policy, and other thing that we have to know here is what is the time period. The time period for this is from 2024 to 2029, not 2030, 2025 to 2030. It is specifically 2024 to 2029. It basically wants to make Karnataka in these themes that are mentioned in EVGC XR policy, nothing much. And they mainly focus on mobile first based EVGC products. Then we have Green Index Initiative. Green Index Initiative Toolkit has been launched in Karnataka. It basically evaluates and ranks environmental protection initiatives of the government, infrastructure projects and programs, and it is available to public analyze how much is recycled material has been used and what is the energy efficiency. This has been done in collaboration with Environment Management Policy Research Institute and Indian Institute of Science. So basically, what is this Green Index Initiative? It is basically an initiative to evaluate the green, how much green the project is. Means if there is if the government has sanctioned a new construction of new dam or any new project, like how much efficient it is or how much environment friendly it is, they are going to evaluate it. So here we have to know about like who is doing this. This is being done by Indian Institute of Science and Environmental Management and Policy Research Institute. Then we have Ashwamedha Classic buses of KSRTC are in news. It has inducted a new 100 brand new non-AC buses of Ashwamedha class. So this is basically your red color buses that you see on the street now. These are only just they have added some digital features like digital board and all, and have reintroduced them. And this will run in various. This bus generally run from the district headquarters to the state capital, that is Bangalore. Then we have tele-ICU hubs. These have been established actually to address the shortage of the specialist doctors, and it has been launched in Bengaluru and Ballari. And what is the main cluster hub for this? That is Victoria Hospital. mainly facilitates monitoring of critical patients in rural hospitals by experts from the hub hospital, which is that hub hospital, that is Victoria Hospital, and it is going to mainly manage the critical patients in the rural areas at the taluka level. Then we have BBMP's new ad policy. Ad here means advertisement. BBMP will tender out advertisement rights to highest bidder. Means now they have like officially made notification that the highest bidder will be getting the chance to put his ad on the billboards that we see in the Bangalore region. No hoarding will be allowed on footpaths. Advertiser will have to negotiate with private property owners to erect the hoardings. Allow illuminated boards but will ban the moving films. And uh, new advertisement policy wants to fetch around 500 crore as an annual revenue based on the billboards that they have all over in Karnataka. Next we have Asha Kirana. Chief Minister of Karnataka has launched this Asha Kirana scheme. It is basically door-to-door eye check care. It is under the aegis of National Program for Control of Blindness and Visual Impairment and National Health Mission. So it is generally referred to the primary health centers for secondary screening. Spectacles free surgeries performed for the cataract. Basically what is it, we hear the people go from asha workers and some health workers generally go from door to door and they do the eye checkup, and if they find any problem they are going to refer them to the nearest pscs and also provide free spectacles if they need it, and if there is a needed of operations like cataract and all, then they are going to do that also, that too for free. EV charging stations in Karnataka. This is important data, especially in terms of mains, but not that in case of prelims. Just we'll know the basic things of this. According to the report of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Karnataka has the most EV charging stations in India. See it clearly, it is not EV vehicles, but it is EV charging stations are maximum in Karnataka. Bengaluru urban district has most of public charging stations, that is 85% of the charging infrastructure is in Bangalore alone. And in 2017 Karnataka was the first state in the EV policy. It means we were the first state in the country to launch the EV policy in the year 2017. In terms of the number of vehicles, we have Uttar Pradesh has the highest number of electrical vehicles, then followed by Maharashtra and then Karnataka. And who is the agency designated for creating of these charging stations and all? That is BESCOM. BESCOM is designated as an agency for establishing EV charging stations in Bangalore. And what is, are we currently operating in the same EV policy that we released in 2017? No, we would have definitely been upgraded from that. So our current policy actually is for current policy that is running is from 2023 to 2028. That gaming XCBR policy was till 2029. This is till 2028. And if we want to look the rankings of based on the charging station, we have Karnataka that is around 5,000, Maharashtra and Delhi as the third. Notable diseases in notifiable diseases in Karnataka. Karnataka government recently classified snake bites and deaths caused due to snake bite as a notifiable disease in a bid to keep an exact track of the number of cases in the state. Why this has been done? Because the snake bite have been going rampant in the state, and so this has to be recorded, and it has, the report also has to be sent to the center now. So they have notified this disease in Karnataka. What it happens is the snake bite came which are treated in both private or public hospitals should be reported under the integrated disease surveillance program of the state government. Karnataka is the first state in India to declare snakebite as a notifiable disease. And national action plan for prevention and control of snakebite eunoming, that is NAPS, with One Health approach. So this is also part of One Health approach, because in One Health approach we treat the health of the humans, animals and the environment in tandem to each other. And the object of NAPS is to halve the mortality and disability associated with the snake bite by 2030 in India. Then we have Mysore paints and varnish in news. This was in news mainly because of the elections were held. This is the Mysore paints to provide over 26 lakh indelible inks to Lok Sabha polls. The ink was developed by Council of Industrial Research National Fiscal Laboratory based in Delhi. And let us know some basic things about this Mysore Paints and Varnish Limited. This was established in the year 1937, which was founded by Nalvadi Krishnaraj Vodiyar, means Vodiyar 4, and it gained the prominence of being a major supplier of inks to the Reserve Bank of India. They produced the inks that were used in printing of currencies, passports, and other secure documents. Since 1962, it is selected to manufacture ink which was first used in third general election of India. Means it did not use this from the first elections, it was used from the third elections. Rani Channamma and Kittur. This is a little bit important. Commemorating the 200 year of Rani Channamma rebellion against the British East India Company, several social groups across the country, including Act Now for Harmony and Democracy and National Federation of Indian Women, organized a national campaign called Nanu Rani Channamma, that translates to I am Rani Channamma too. Means which are the group that are doing this? The first group is Now Now for Harmony and Democracy, that is ANHAD, Act Now for Harmony and Democracy, and National Federation of Indian Women. These two organizations have launched a campaign called as Nanu Rani Channamma. So we have to just know basic things about Rani Channamma. That she was born in the year 1778 in Kakti, which is a small village in Belgaum district currently. At the age of 15, she was married to Raja Mallasaraj of Kikittur, and he had a eldest son called as Shivalinga Garuda Sarja. Shivalinga Garuda had no natural heir, and Chennamma also had lost her son. Shivalinga Garuda had adopted a child, and company had refused to recognize this because of their doctrine of lapse policy. Then John Thackeray, the British official at Dharwad, launched an attack on Kittur in 1824. Thackeray was killed and Rani Channamma emerged victorious. So this victory was a little bit short-lived. So later Kittur fort was captured and Rani Channamma and her family were imprisoned and jailed at the fort in Bailongal. Then we have Kusina Mane. Karnataka government had started Kusina Mane, 29 more Kusina Mane creatures. This is basically creatures that take care of nutrition, health, and safety of children whose mothers are majorly employed in MG Narega or serving in various capacities at the Gram Panchayat level. Means this is basically a creche facility where women can leave their children and go for their work. Okay, then we have the numbers. We have to be aware of the numbers. Belgavi has around 288 Kusinamanes, that is highest in the state. But this does not have the highest number of childrens being there. The highest number of childrens are in Kalburgi. Kalburgi has the highest number of childrens admitted in the state. The number of, if we just look based on the number where maximum Kusinamani are there, it is Belgaum. But if we look at the enrollment, it is Kalburgi. Then we have Karnataka Electricity Regulation Commission. It has announced significant reduction in energy charges for the financial. This is not that important, but basically let's know about the body a little bit. The Karnataka Electricity Regulatory Commission, it was established in the year 1999 under the statutory body Electrical Regulatory Commission Act of 1998. It mainly determines the tariff, supply, transmission and wheeling of the electricity and all, and chairperson and members of each are appointed by the government. They will be generally ACs. Then we have Suchi scheme. Karnataka Health Department has relaunched this Suchi scheme. This was in presence earlier, so there has been a relaunch of this Suchi scheme. What it does, It mainly distributes menstrual pads, that is free menstrual pads, to the school and college girls between the age of 10 to 18. When was this program earlier launched? It was launched earlier in 2013, and it mainly aims to create awareness about the menstrual hygiene among the girls studying in the government and aided schools and colleges across the state. Government and aided schools and college across the states. The pilot launch of Maitri scheme was in Dakshin Kannada and Chamarajanagar districts. So where this scheme was initially launched, this was initially launched in the Dakshin Kannada and Chamarajanagar. Why? Mainly because they were more educated. If we look at the literacy rate, Dakshin Kannada is generally at the top. Then let's little bit know about the polity and governance part that was in news. So first is Law Commission report on defamation. 22nd Law Commission report on defamation on India was recently published. Means the 22nd Law Commission report, which was in news, that mainly had things on defamation, like it has to be continued or not. So it was actually said we must continue the defamation practices, means the laws that are against the defamation that should be there. And who is heading 22nd Law Commission? It is Justice Rituraj Awasthi. So some basic things about the Law Commission of India. Is it a statutory body? No, it's a non-statutory body, means it has not been established under any act. So it mainly what it does a research in the field of law and commission based on the recommendations of the government. First time it was actually independence in the year 1834 under Charter Act of 1833, and was chaired by Lord Macaulay. First Law Commission of Independent India was in 1955 under C. Steelwad, and the term of the Law Commissions was established once in 3 years. Means the term is 3 years. Then we have Lokpal. Draupadi Murmu appointed the former Supreme Court Judge Justice A.M. Khanwilkar as the chairperson of Lokpal. What does Lokpal do? It basically addresses the complaints of corruption against public officials, including the Prime Minister and the members of Parliament. So they will ask, like, is Prime Minister coming under the ambit of Lokpal and Lokayukt? Yes, they are coming. And under which act was this established? This was established in the year 2013 under the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act of 2013. And the composition, what is the composition of this? Basically, there is the 8-member body. This Lokpal is an 8-member body, of which half of them will be judicial members and half of the members will be specialist members. And the selection committee is for to appoint the members in the Lokpal is headed by Prime Minister, and it also includes the Speaker of the Lok Sabha and leader of opposition and Chief Justice of India and an eminent jurist. Means there are basically 5 people here. First we have our Prime Minister, then we have the leader of opposition, then we have the Speaker, then we have an eminent jurist. Sorry, it's a 4-member body. Then we have rebate of state and central track taxes. You just have to know what, like, on which sector this has been introduced by the government of India to support the country's textiles and apparel sector. It aims to enhance the competitiveness of the industry by bringing together a rebate on various state and central taxes and revenues that are not subsumed by the goods and service taxes. And it is implemented by the DGFT, that is Directorate of Foreign Trade. Now we have Vidyanjali Scholarship Program, that is EDSIL's Vidyanjali Scholarship Program. Union Education Ministry has launched this program, Vidyanjali Scholarship Program, and it is by EDSIL, that is Educational Consultants India Limited. It basically aims for seamless transition from secondary to higher education and extending financial support to the meritorious Navodaya Vidyalaya students, and it gathers mainly funding from the non-government partners, and the beneficiaries are students especially from 9th standard to 12th standard in the Navodaya Vidyalaya. So what does basically Vidyanjali program scheme is doing? It is basically providing scholarship that to from by collecting from the non-government entities, and it is giving to whom? It is giving to the meritorious students who are studying in Navodaya Vidyalayas from 9th to 12th, especially for their higher education. So some basic things about this EDSIL. It's a government owned company under Ministry of Education. It is also a mini Ratna. It provides consultancy and project management services through which it earns its funds. Then we have Pradhan Mantri Matsya Kisan Samriddhi Saha Yojana, that is PMMKSSY. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Kisan Samriddhi Saha Yojana. So, sorry, Union Cabinet has approved this Pradhan Mantri Matsya Kisan Samriddhi Saha Yojana. It's a sub-scheme under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, and it has a backing of World Bank. What is its aim? Its aim is the formalization of the unorganized fishery sector and access and help them to get access through institutional credit. So what is basically, it is basically a sub scheme of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, which has support of World Bank, and it mainly aims to formalize the fishery sector, because if the fishery sector gets normalized, they will get the easily get credit. Then we have Prime Minister Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana. Prime Minister of India have launched PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bill Yojana to provide free electricity to its beneficiaries. When was this announced? This was announced in the budget of the year 2024. What this will do? Here, the central government will provide 300 units of free electricity per month to its beneficiary by investing worth 75,000 crores to light around 1 crore households. So, what is the target here? It wants to invest around 75,000 crores and light up around 1 crore households by providing free 300 units of electricity per month. Is it like what our current government is doing? No, this is mainly producing the electricity via solar. That type they have made it free. Urban local bodies and panchayats will be incentivized to promote solar rooftop systems in their jurisdiction. Means they will give you subsidies so that you install the solar rooftop on your house, and based on that you are going to get around 300 units per month based on the sun. So that they are treating it as free. It is not that they are going to give free as they are currently giving in Karnataka and in states like Delhi, Rajasthan. Then we have electoral bonds in news. Supreme Court has struck down the electoral bond scheme just before the elections, so it was in quite in news. So we have just know about the politic. We just have to know about the basics of this and not the political aspects about it. So it allows the corporations, individuals to anonymously donate money to the political parties by purchasing electoral bond from the State Bank of India. It was started in the year 2018, and RBI has the sole access for it, and it has to be encashed within 15 days, or else the money will be going to Prime Minister's Relief Fund. And actually, it was first time mentioned in budget in 2017. So this is the basic technical stuff that we have to remember. Other political stuff is not important, and the verdict also is not important at the current stages of the exam. Then we have Rashtriya Udyamitra Vikasa Pariyojana. Rashtriya Udyamitra Vikasa Pariyojana. From the name only, it is clear that it has to be dealing with the uh, entrepreneurship and all. So, for whom this scheme has been designed, this has been designed for the beneficiaries of PM Swanidhi scheme. So, what is this PM Swanidhi scheme? So, PM Swanidhi scheme was basically to give the credit, especially the working credit for the people who have been affected during COVID and are street vendors. So this, what does this now do? Rashtriya Udyami Vikas Pariyojana is they mainly give the entrepreneurship training to those people who got the benefits under PM Swanidhi, and for that it has partnered with Flipkart to skill the street vendors and small shopkeepers, and in the 10 big cities of the country they will be given stipend along with some training. Basically it is basically to enhance their business. If they are selling any kind of craft work on the streets, they can also get it online and earn more money. So only Flipkart is collaborating with them now. Then we have Ministry of Information and Broadcasting portals. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has launched four new portals, that is Navigate Bharat portal, Press Seva portal, National Register for Local Cable Operators, and Central Bureau of Communications. So that's the basic things we need to know. Other than that, it is not important from the perspective of the exams. Let's move forward. Then we have surrogacy rules of 2022. First, we have to know what is surrogacy and all. Surrogacy is a reproductive arrangement where a woman known as surrogate mother carries and delivers a child for another person or couple known as intended parents. So basically, if you have seen Mimi film, you might be knowing what is surrogacy. So basically, it is where the different woman is carrying a child of a different couple. That's basically surrogacy. We had Surrogacy Regulation Act of 2021. It mainly gave address to the legal and the ethical issues surrounding the surrogacy in India. The act prohibits commercial surrogacy, allowing only altruistic surrogacy and banning commercial surrogacy. It outlines eligibility criteria for intending couples and surrogate mothers, including a including a requirement for a close relative to be surrogate. Eligibility criteria: at least 5 years a stable marital relationship, and only Indian citizens can avail surrogacy service in the country. So what was happening is basically foreign people used to come to India, and they, because here the surrogacy cost is very low, in 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs they used to get uh, the surrogacy done. And then in the mid, if there was any breakup or any divorce, they would have just abandoned the mother, and they would have flew back to their country. So just to regulate this one. And there were also cases of these Bollywood actors like Karan Johar, Shah Rukh Khan getting the surrogacy now. So to avoid that, Surrogacy Act of 2021 was introduced. It basically said that only altruistic surrogacy is allowed, means you cannot take money for surrogacy. And it also had given rules such like the person who is getting surrogacy should be a close relative of them, and they should have been in stable marriage at least for 5 years, and only Indian citizen can avail surrogacy services in the country. Now, Union government has brought some changes in the surrogacy regulation rule of 2022. Couples verified with medical conditions to use donor gametes for provided at least provided at least one gamete originates from the intended couple, means at least for fusion there are required of two gametes. Now, at least one of the gamete has to be from the intended parents only. Single women, including widows and divorces, are mandated to use their own eggs, and district medical board is going to give certification for that. Then we have fair prices shops on ONDC app. You might have known what is this ONDC actually. This is Open Network Digital Commerce. This was started in actually in the year 2021 by the Department of Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade. So this is basically a non-profit entity, and it is currently available in around 600 plus cities. So what this, you might have also used this ONDC in Paytm for your food delivery, grocery services and all. What they basically do is they basically provide you the services with very minimal charges. Basically, if you order food in your Zomato, it will be around 300. If you order here, it might come at 100 or 150. So they are not exploiting the customers. Basically, it is mainly open interface. So, and center has now allowed 11 fair price shops on the state e-run commerce portal, that is ONDC. It extends consumer access to food items offered at the government supported shops to foster more inclusive e-commerce ecosystems. Means the fair price shops are now present in the ONDC app. These fair shop prices are open to all. accepts the beneficiaries of the different food security scheme and the fair price run by the National Cooperative Consumer Federation across India. And currently there are five fair shops that have been placed in the ONDC in Una district and six in Hamirpur district. Then we have household consumption expenditure survey of 2023. This has been released and this has been released by the National Statistical Office, and this is a survey that is conducted once in every 5 years. It mainly designed to collect the information of how households purchase goods and services. The last report was around I think 2012, so now the new report has been arrived. And what is the summary? What are the basic things that we have to know? Here is per capita consumption expenditure in urban area is around rupees 3500, and it has seen an increase, and in rural area also it has seen an increase. Basically the per capita consumption expenditure which we are spending per head, it has increased. Of course it will be increased in both rural areas and urban areas. It does not include the estimates value of the things people get for free. Like if you are getting anything for free, they like scholarships and all such things are not considered. But if they are non-food items like computers, mobile phones, bicycles, clothing, it is considered. The difference in average between the rural and household has been narrowed to 71% from 83%, which means like people are spending more in rural areas also now. And highest is in Sikkim and lowest is in Chhattisgarh. Then let's know about some economic terms that are in news. India's UPI now has gone international. It was international also, but now more countries are showing it, are accepting it. So which are the new countries that are accepting it? We have Sri Lanka and Mauritius have been accepting it now. So basic things about UPI: it was launched in the year 2016 by NPCI, that is National Payments Corporation of India. It has two-factor authentication. Remember, two-factor authentication. And the countries which are accepting it are how many countries total are accepting it? Basically, seven countries are doing it. Which are the latest? You know, they are Sri Lanka and Mauritius. So you have to remember five other countries. Then in these five countries we have France, which is very much obvious because it was quite in news because they have placed this UPI scanner near the Eiffel Tower. So this was in news. We can remember these three countries. Then we have UAE is also doing this. Then we have Bhutan, Nepal, Singapore, Singapore and Mauritius. Singapore, Sri Lanka, Mauritius. Basically France, UAE, Mauritius, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Bhutan and Nepal. Then we have some market capitalization. You just know the basic thing. Reliance Industry is the first Indian company to surpass the 20 lakh crore market capitalization. After that, we have liberalization of space sector. Union government has liberalized the space sector by amending the FDI norms. Means government has changed the FDI norms for the space sector. So what are the percentage that have been allowed now or discouraged now? First things first, 100% FDI under automatic route is permitted for making components for satellites. Means if you want to make any components for satellite like nuts, boards, such things, it is basically 100% FDI. Then we have if you want to manufacture the satellite itself, so it will have 74% FDI will be allowed. And then development of launch vehicles, it will be 49%. Automatic route has been fixed for this because like we have our own launch vehicles now, so we don't want to create that level of competition in space vehicles also. So 49%, satellites also 74%, and then components 100%. Do whatever you want. Then India eyes around 40 billion space economy by the year 2040. Then we let's see some of the geographic and environment news. First, we have new Ramsar sites have been announced. So India added 5 new wetlands to the Ramsar set, making the tally to around 80. Means in India currently there are 80 Ramsar sets, and which we have to remember for our examination. Okay, we will see in this some of them which have been recently added. 5 are recently added. First is the Magadi Kere Conservation Reserve. So where is this? This is in Gadag. Basically, if we see Magadi Kere, we might think it is in Bangalore, but no, this is in Gadag and it is a human-made wetland, and 20% of the world's Mongolian barhead geese are found here. उसके बाद then we have Aganashini estuary. Aganashini estuaries name only it is very clear this is in Uttar Kannada district and in Kumta taluk. Then after that we have Ankasamudra Bird Conservation Reserve. Ankasamudra Bird Conservation River is in Vijayanagar district, and it is also a man-made wetland, and it is located in which taluk? Hagri Bommanahalli taluk of Vijayanagar district, which is around 40 kilometers from Hampi. Then we have Karavati Bird Sanctuary. This one is not in Karnataka, this one is in Tamil Nadu. Then we have Longwood Shola Reserve Forest. It is only major pocket of natural Shola forest in Tamil Nadu. So basically in these five, three are from Karnataka and two are from Tamil Nadu, which are from Karnataka, Magadikere, Aganashini and Ankasamudra. Just to know about the location in brief, Magadikere is in Gadag, Aganashini is in Kumta Taluk of Uttar Kannada, then we have Ankasamudra in Hagari Bomanahalli of Vijayanagar district. And other two, that is Karaveti and Longwood, these are in Tamil Nadu. Mm. Ranganatittu was the first Ramsar sites in Karnataka. So now by adding 3 we have 4, and like India has around 80, which is the fourth largest, and maximum most sites are in United Kingdom. Then we have Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund in news. Union Cabinet has approved the continuation of the Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund up to 3 years. That means it will be running till 2025 to 2026. It is the central sector scheme. So this becomes very important because we might think agriculture and all is a part of state list. It will be coming under state list, but no, this is a central sector scheme, which means 100% funding is by the center. So approved for incentivizing investment by individuals, entrepreneurs, private companies, MSME, farmer producers. Basically, it is basically incentivizing all the people who are involved in the agricultural sector, basically to establish to the animal husbandry things like dairy processing, meat processing, and the government of India will provide around 3% interest subvention for the next 8 years, and National Cooperative Development Corporation, NABARD, NDDB, all these are the partners of it. Government entities and cooperatives are not eligible under this one. Then we have to know about this concept of iterative evolution. So what is this basically? Flightless Albar, Aldabara rail went extinct around 130,000 years ago, but the species then reappeared via iterative evolution. What is iterative evolution? Process by which similar traits of adaptation evolve independently in different lineages over multiple generations. So what is this? Iterative evolution means the species are evolving independently over the lineages. Means bats and birds. Bats can also fly, birds can also fly. But how did they develop this ability to fly is not related to each other. Means bats or birds, they are not related to each other, but they have developed this ability to fly. So the parallel development of the features irrespective of each other's morphology and reasons, but the ability to fly is similar, no? So this is called as iterative evolution. Then we have grow portal. Niti Aayog launches grow portal. What does this grow portal stands for? Grow portal stands for greening India's wasteland with agroforestry report and portal. Greening India's wasteland with agroforestry. It is hosted on Bhuvan site. You must have known Bhuvan site now, ISRO. It aims to restore 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030 and create additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion carbon dioxide. Then we have UN World Restoration Flagships. United Nations have named seven initiatives across Africa, Latin America, Mediterranean, and South Asia as the Intergovernmental Organization's World's Restoration Flagship. So, what is this World's Restoration Flagship? It is an initiative of the UNEP and FAO to prevent, halt, reverse the degradation of ecosystem on every continent in every ocean. So, what are the initiatives that we have to remember here? We have to remember the initiatives that are nearer to our borders. First one is the Living Indus initiative. So, if it is related to Indus, then it will mostly be related to Pakistan. Na? So, this is happening in Pakistan. Means they want to reverse the degradation of the ecosystem. So, Living Indus initiative is of Pakistan, and the Terai Arc Landscape Initiative. Terra is the region you might know that is just below the Himalayas, which is mainly in the states of the northern belt, Bihar, UP. We get the Terai region, especially bordering to the Nepal. So, to conserve and reverse the degradation of this Terai ecosystem in India and Nepal, this UN World Restoration of Flagships is working. Regreening Africa's agriculture, growing forest in Africa, dryland initiative. These are also something, but we have to remember mainly two things. One is the Living Indus initiative in Pakistan and the Terai Arc Landscape initiative in India and Nepal. And which are the organizations involved? UNEP and FAO. What they want to do? They want to reverse the degradation in every continent and in every ocean. La Nina and air pollution in South India. So we know that La Nina is currently in news because it is there in because that has affected the rainfall pattern last year and this year also affecting too. So we have to know basic things about the what impact it has. It has impacted like the quality of the air, that is air quality index has gone significantly bad in the southern states and it has improved significantly in the North India. Just know about that. Other than that, nothing is important. Then we have Hawksbill turtle. 14th Conference of Parties to the Convention of Conservation of Migratory Species of World, that is CMS COP14, had adopted a single species action plan for conservation of hawksbill turtle. Means what is this? Recently, CMS COP14 meeting was held in Uzbekistan. In where in Uzbekistan? In the capital, that is Samarkand. In Samarkand, there was CMS COP14 meeting of conservation of migratory species, and this hawksbill turtle had gained the importance because a single species action plan for conservation of this hawksbill turtle was taken. So if it is that important, the category also will be critically endangered. So it is critically endangered. So that its conservation is important. It is known for its distinctive beak-like mouth. Means its mouth is not like turtles. It is like the birds. Birds have beak now. Its mouth looks like that, and it has scales on its body. It is generally found in tropical waters, Atlantic, Indian Ocean, generally all oceans. So, International Single Species Action Plan. So, what is this International Single Species Action Plan? It is actually developed under the Agreement on Conservation on African Eurasian Migratory Waterbirds, that is AWA. It is for the purpose of implementing coordinating measures to restore migratory water species in a favorable conservation status. And we have to know about some basics about the CMS conservation of migratory species, which is also called as Bonn Convention, which came into establishment in the year 1979 in Bonn, Germany. It's an international treaty aimed at conserving the migratory species and their habitat on the global scale. Then we have rip current are in news. So what is this basically? Rip current. INCOIS and ISRO have made a note of this rip current. Means these are basically powerful currents that are mainly being channelized to a narrow channel in the seashore. Basically, the snow water rip currents. These are powerful currents which were recently observed by INCOIS and ISRO. Then we have India's initiative for Central Asian Flyway, a UN Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species and Wild Animals at Samarkand adopted India's initiatives of conservation of Central Asian Flyway. Basically, India, there are flyways of birds that are recognized in the world globally, and India basically falls under the Central Asian Flyway. We have to just know about this one. Then we have International Solar Alliance in news. Why this is in news? Because Malta has become 119th member of International Solar Alliance. So basic things first. International Solar Alliance, when was this established? In the year 2015 at COP21, that is United Nations Climate Change Conference, which was held in Paris. And where is its headquarters? Its headquarters is in Gurugram, Haryana. So where is this country Malta located? It's basically an archipelago of three islands, Malta, Gozo, and Comino, and its capital is Valletta, and it has gained independence from the United Kingdom, and it has joined the European Union. So if we have to look on the map and see where Malta is, it is actually between, it is nearer to Italy and Tunisia, means it is in Mediterranean Sea. It is just like above Africa and just below Europe. Then we have Cantor's giant soft shell turtle. Knowledge from the local communities has resulted in the first ever nesting evidence and discovery of breeding of this Cantor giant soft shell turtle in India. It is the freshwater turtle, one of the largest freshwater turtles found in the world, and it is inhabited in lakes and fresh bodies and muddy regions of India, and its status is critically endangered. India's longest cable stayed bridge. Where is it? It is in Gujarat. And what it is called as? It is called as Sudarshana Setu or Signature Bridge. It has been recently opened by Prime Minister. It mainly connects Beth Dwarka island of Oak Coast in Devbhoomi Dwarka, and it is India's longest cable stayed bridge. Okay, we will stop here, and in the next video we will continue with science and technology.